We're getting raped. So folks, this is part, and I made another video about this for you back in December. Back in December, I predicted that there's going to be a motherfucker. Sorry for my language, but there's going to be an attack, series of attack by the government on Bitcoin in general. There are several reasons for it, one of which is it cannot be taxed. Secondly, there's a lot of the public. Folks, what happens in your neighborhood when this guy, everybody lives pretty much the same degree, and this new guy in town, in our street, starts driving around with a Porsche, with a Lamborghini, with driving around, you know, flashing his Rolex, his new trophy wife, his new you know, 60-foot yacht in a like 200-meter pond. It catches attention, and unfortunately this is what a lot of the people in the crypto community have done. A lot of immature people have gathered a lot of wealth, and of course they've flaunted it out, and this is what happens when people mass lots of wealth. The blockchain technology in the crypto world is not going to go away, but unfortunately, and what's happening is there's a lot of money that is here, and a lot of people have cut on interest to this money. And if a young guy that has no education, has 500 bucks, learns about cryptocurrencies, and at the end of the year he turned that $500 into $50,000 because he put it into, I don't know what, Cardano or any other thing that went 200 plus or 1,000 times, which has happened in some cryptocurrencies over the past of 35, you know, like Dash did. I think it did. Dash did 1,500 times what it was valued for over the course of 2017. So what I'm trying to say is that this has caught the attention of a lot of people. So what this means to all these people that have a lot of power and a lot of money, first of all, is you're not going to be taking away the richness that I have that you did not have. So the transference of power, there is something that's unique to power that you can have and that you can not get that somebody else has already. In other words, folks, it's not because you suddenly earned a lot of money that from a day to tomorrow you will be the new king of England or the new queen of England. It just doesn't happen like that. You'll have to pass through certain blocks, and eventually you're going to face reality that money goes to a certain point and then power exists beyond that point. And now you're facing that money has the first limitation, which is power, rules, and regulation, which is in itself the structure of society. So what you're witnessing right now is actually a transference of technology wherein the power structure has recognized that blockchain technology and cryptocurrencies is a valid mode of interchanging of currency, and it's a good technology, but it's in the wrong hands. So they're saying, okay, well, it seems like this hand, which is you, it's you, the little guy, you have too much gold in your hand. I'm gonna put it over into this hand, which is my hand. So you see the leaders of society, which is, you know, the king, the queen, the elite of society are saying, well, we have to take this away from you guys. So we're going to do through taxation, we're going to do it through different methods, and we're actually going to destroy your cryptocurrencies and your ICO methods and all these very beautiful methods that you have created through your markets and this and whatnot. Why? Because fuck you. So you see, from a little person-to-person perspective, it is always extremely simple. It is ego-driven and is very simple. From a macrocosmic, from a greater sense, we're talking about stability. People don't have stability. An individual doesn't think like a macrocosmos does, and it certainly doesn't behave like one. So there are benefits into having big companies, big banks create, you know, securities that are integrated into IRS and into you know, into societal structures, because you will have a more equitable and a more fair society. If you are making 500 bucks, you're turning into $50,000, and you're not paying any income tax, and your fellow guy next to you in the street is working his ass off, and he's, you know, working, mopping the floor in your local hospital, and he's making $50,000 working 10 times what you are. Do you think it's fair that when you get sick, you go there and you get all the services that he worked out for you, and you didn't do anything, you didn't pay any taxes on that? So the world is trying to bring equanimity. It's trying to harmonize all this thing, and it looks a little bit red. This is what's happening. So back in December, I almost promised people, I told folks, the government is going to crack this, and it's happening on a worldwide basis. Can it be stopped completely? No. But what happened yesterday? The Indian government said, well, we're going to ban cryptocurrencies. Boom! 1 billion plus people are not going to be able to use cryptocurrencies. What's going to happen? You know how many ICOs and how many things happen in India? Sure enough, look at this. It's fucking red all over the board. Goodbye. We have lost so much fucking money on these news. And this is not going to stop. So what you're going to see is that what this is, folks, it's recognition. It is not recognition. You know, unfortunately for a lot of people, it's a loss. It's a lot of money that's lost. But this technology will then begin to transform itself into something different. So my advice, if you actually believe in this technology, you have to start developing ICOs that are not money oriented. You have to start trading ICOs, and you have to start trading them without a money-based system. You cannot trade them for US dollars. You have to find another source to trade it for. You can use anything. We can create another currency that has no monetary value and say, well, this is going to be a non-tradable for any fiat or any Bitcoin or anything, and we'll keep it kosher. This is going to be a base currency. We're going to keep it at a 100 billion cap, and this is going to be a currency to the currency for all currencies. And now on the basis of this currency, we're going to create another system on top of that. And this, you don't touch it. So you see, folks, you have to create, unfortunately, this happens because we have a society and we have people that we have to deal with that unfortunately are not going to go along with this. So what you're seeing now at the same time, the banks, what are they telling you? Crypto sucks. Crypto sucks. But at the same time, they're publishing shit like, oh yeah, we're thinking about doing our own crypto. Oh yeah, we're thinking about doing alliances with Ripple. Oh yeah, we're thinking about doing cryptocurrency. So you see, it's a double speak wherein they're trying to protect their assets, and at the same time, they're trying to jump into your boat. They basically want to cash in, and they want to be in bed with both groups. This is what banks do, this is what governments do, and everybody's trying to protect their own. At the same time, they're trying to make money from their own. But what's really happening, and this is what this video is about, is they're actually robbing the living shit out of everybody. And what they're robbing is the right to technology and access through government. This is fascism 101. You go through the government, you destroy a naturally occurring organism, and you implement through law control of market. This is pure market manipulation. You go through government. You can go through third world countries. Very easy. Folks, if bankers would be really smart, like really smart bankers, you would go, international bankers, this is fucking simple. You go to 5 third world nations. Go, easy to influence, 5 world, you go to their governments and you say, listen, I want, I know you have a population of let's say 50,000 people, and you go to like 10 countries. It's going to cost them like $6 million. You go to 6 countries and you pay the government nothing. You pay them nothing. You bribe them. You tell them, listen, $20,000 I'm going to give you. I want you to ban cryptocurrencies in your country. If not, we're going to fuck your country up. Folks, they're going to ban the cryptocurrencies. In 6 countries, you do that, this will collapse the living shit out of cryptocurrencies, and then you just fucking buy it. And I mean, you can manipulate the living shit out of the crypto world because it's a naturally occurring organism. Unfortunately, it's like a baby. It is like a baby. It's a new technology. It's taking birth in society, and it has no recognition. It has no protection, and it has a lot of enthusiasm. So people are jumping in it. They have no idea what blockchain is. People are just, you know, going in on the basis of greed, and they have really no goals as to what to do with their money either. So, you know, overall, it's a good opportunity to make money and to secure the future, but unfortunately, there's a lot of things. There's a human nature aspect of it, which is very limiting, and you are dealing with humans at the same time. And what this means basically is that, don't forget, while you're doing business with people, you are facing people. You're not facing money. While you're facing a chart, you're taking financial decisions based on a chart. But the other people that are doing business that are also dealing with charts is who you're actually dealing with. The charts communicate with people, but it's people-to-people events. The transactions are purely people-to-people communications. So transactions don't really mean anything. What really is happening is, I cannot steal from you without you calling the cops from me. So I'm going to find a way to steal from you, which is legal. So lo and behold, the government plays its part in all this. So bottom line, let me tell you, just to simplify and show you what's going to happen. You see this, folks? This is going to solidify the market. You know how? Because people are going to start to dump. So you're going to go from having 100, let's say it's not 100 million, but 100 million owners of cryptocurrency to 20 million owners. This has solidified the volume into what? Fewer people, more whales. Guess who are the people that are buying in the dips? Real fucking smart bankers. You folks remember the whole Rothschild shit, back in the days when, Napoleon Wars? It's the same idea, but it's not even about buying all these fake coins that exist. Nobody really cares about all those fake coins. What people really care about is the technology. The technology is really at the heart of this. Now, in terms of buying and ripping all these people out, sure. I mean, some people want to do that, just like you have hackers. There's some petty bankers. There's some petty people out there that want to, that want to rob folks and that want to make a buck out of whale activity and all that. But the idea is that this is a natural event as well. The government cracking down on cryptocurrencies is natural, and that's why I was able to predict it back in December 12th, that the government's going to start attacking cryptocurrencies. And this is happening is because you're having an exponential amount of people that are becoming extremely rich. This is not stable for the economy. You cannot suddenly have everybody become a millionaire. It just doesn't make any fucking sense in society. It doesn't fit society. Not as societies that we have today. So what happens? They come in with a hammer. Boom! We're going to first tax everybody. It's a freaking mess. So the first things they do is actually they ban it. There's a huge devaluation. You just lost all your fucking money. So a lot of people are being very depressed about this. And I really feel sad for a lot of you out there. I feel sad for myself too. I have a lot of money invested in like a lot of you. I am all into a lot of these projects. But that's why you have to look into the projects that actually are doing something for mankind. Stuff that's like, that's shady, and it takes a lot of research. Cryptocurrency takes a lot of research. Folks, it's 2:47 in the fucking morning, and I'm making a video on cryptocurrencies in the markets collapsing, Ripple collapsing 30% in 24 hours. 30 fucking percent. So, while some of you are losing thousands of dollars as you're sleeping right now, what needs to be seen from my standpoint in this is that it's not that you have to evacuate cryptocurrencies. You have to look into how this technology can serve mankind, because service is what made cryptocurrencies valuable. Right now, there's a huge overappreciation of cryptocurrencies based on greed. People are jumping into the cryptocurrency bandwagon on the basis of greed. And yes, it's making a lot of money for a lot of people, but the government is far more greedy than you can ever be. While you're trying to fill your basket, the government is robbing your home by the window. So you're putting in the apples to your basket, they're stealing your chair, your table, your fridge. So you're gonna bring back your apples, and then you're gonna notice that you don't have a place to eat on. basically, if anything, back home. So bottom line, cryptocurrencies are taking a hell of a frigging beat. Let's check on the worst. Who's had, so the worst has been Ardor, Ignis, Cardano, PVX, Ripple, Power Ledger. Goodbye. God damn, Power Ledger got massacred. I'm glad I got out of Power Ledger at $1. Tron, man, Tron 3 cents. Fuck. Look at that. So, and this is with news. There's so much market manipulation. There's so much in the news going to this that it could be several things. But you have to understand, even if it's not a banker deciding this, even if it's not a group of bankers deciding that, what you have to understand is that these events declare opportunities wherein these people are acting on, and then this is creating for whales. This is an opportunity for whales. People are now jumping in. This is a moment where you buy in the dip, you buy in the dip, you buy in the dip. Why do you buy in the dip? Because tomorrow, if it corrects even 10%, you made 10% profit. But anyways, I mean, this is actually going to get even worse than 30%, guaranteed, because unfortunately there's a lot of market instability. It's on a daily basis. Korean government saying this yesterday, $600 million. The Korean government saying $600 million in illegal dollars, basically of people just not paying any taxes, tax evasion. Today, then 24 hours later, Indian government saying they're going to ban cryptocurrencies. So basically, cryptocurrencies are getting slaughtered. And what's going to happen with all that? You know, what are people going to do then? Then everybody's going to dump. So when people dump, where will you be? You know, when everybody's saying, well, no, I don't care. I'm not going to hold on to my my Ignis or my Ardor. just give me my US dollars. You can keep your Ardor bags of all that electronic bullshit. You know, I'm gonna keep the house. I'm gonna keep the yacht. I'm gonna keep the nice porch, and you can keep the electronic bullshit. Service, folks. What is the utility of what you're putting your money in? Okay, if the utility is to make money to pay for retirement, this is what happens. Everybody wants to make money to make a retirement. This is what happens. The government is constantly spending money to ridiculous amounts, and they're constantly trying to grab back money no matter where it goes. If you find any type of new technology that produces an incredible amount of money for any reason whatsoever, and I'm speaking specifically, you guys know about the Social Security, how it's completely bankrupt, and people that are now in their 20s, they're never going to get a dollar of Social Security when they retire in their 60s or 70s. You know, the ages are always getting pushed over to later, and then, you know, they're actually not going to get anything at all. Spendings are way too high. Medicaid is extremely expensive. So bottom line, you know, it's if your retirements just went down 40, 30%, 35%, 20%, in a small amount of time, then I mean, I understand why you may be pissed off. I mean, all of us are really taking quite a bit. I had some money in gas. Look at that, 21% off. So Neo, which was $160, Neo was $160, folks, 48 hours ago. Look at this. Let me see. Neo, $173. January 30, today, $100. It lost. People that had Neo, folks, people that bought into Neo, lost $70 on every fucking Neo purchased in the last 48 hours. If this is not a buy in the dip, I mean, so it's a matter of what you believe in. What's going to happen tomorrow? I mean, if we get another government saying something like, you know, it's an assault on the crypto world. It's another stab, another stab, another stab. So what's going to happen in the crypto world in the future, I certainly don't know. You know, I hope we're all going to develop good technologies that are going to find some sort of social support. That's why you have to invest in people that work like in the hash, you know, reputable companies, people that have stuff that's existing already, not groups that are, you know, I'm creating a new project on based on XYZ. My team is made of 2 teenagers that are, you know, in high school, and then I'm asking for 2 ethers for every like 1,000 coin, and there's like 1 billion fucking coins, you know, and my, you know, folks, just use some common sense. So anyways, in a nutshell, that's it. I know all of us are really sad right now, so you know, focus folks on the reasons for this money. The reasons for the money is not the money, it's your family. So, you know, and never get away from that. Never get away from if it's not your family, then, you know, you got to look in a little bit deeper why you wanted the money in the first place. Because if it's not your family, then why are you working so hard for the money? Is it because of anxiety? Is it because of debt? If you have debt, then you probably shouldn't be investing. You should be paying your debts instead of investing, because you're gonna feel better on paying debts rather than investing to pay debts. Look at this. Look at Dash. Jesus Christ, man. Dash. Fuck. Look at this. Dash used to be $1,200 back in January. Dash is now at $600. This is a huge loss of value, of appreciation for this currency in such a small amount of time. So huge correction. Look at this. But bottom line, this was evaluated not that long ago at $15. $15 a year ago. It's currently evaluated at $500. So folks, if you bought this a year ago, you bought it at $15. It's evaluated at $500. How many of your fucking stocks have gone from 15 to 500? I mean, who would be crying? So it's about, you know, being a little bit realistic too there. But anyways, people want to have 2,000% increases in profit on a daily basis, which also doesn't make any fucking sense. But you know, things are what they are. So folks, don't get taken over by the greed. There's ICOs. Look at this. There's like 100 fucking, there's like 30 cryptocurrencies coming up on a daily basis. Markets, there are so many fucking markets. There weren't all that many markets. I think, I don't know to what rate the markets are coming up, but I think they're like, you know what, I don't even know how many markets there were. There were like 300 markets like 2 months ago. Just like 7,000 markets that just came out of the fucking nowhere. So bottom line, money attracts money and greedy people. And folks, a lot of these markets are gonna start doing shit like, this is another thing. I mean, people are putting a lot of money in fucking dubious markets. When they start saying we're closing and you're not able to access your money, what are you gonna do? You know, what are you gonna do when they're saying, well, we're no longer allowing people to access their, okay, look, folks, I'm into cryptocurrencies. Let me show you something here. Tell me, folks, where the fuck is KuCoin? Is that at on I'm in Montreal, so is that on St. Catherine Street? Is that on St. Denis Street? Is that on Sherbrooke Street? Is that on René Lévesque? All these things exist electronically. They don't have a physical place that you can go complain to. It's like Coinbase. Is there a local bank that you can go to, break in the fucking window and say, yo, where the fuck's my money? Folks, these people can switch a button like this and confiscate millions of dollars to thousands of people, like this, like this, like this. So if you thought in the past that people were stupid for giving their money to bankers, you know, how stupid are we for giving our money to people that can just, that we know absolutely nothing of. We don't know who they are, we know absolutely nothing of, and that they can, with the switch of a fucking button, they can disappear into the thin air like smoke. They can take all your fucking ether, all my ether, everybody's ether, send it somewhere else, and then transform it into US dollars, wire it to themselves, disappear into the fucking blueness of the nowhere, hack their own fucking account, say we got hacked, declare bankruptcy legally, go to Philippines, live it nice on some beach somewhere, and retire into the folks. There's people with shitty morals, so you know, be a little bit cautious. This is, in my opinion, just the beginning on regulations. This is, the crypto world is a market that does not have any regulations so far. This is why it's getting destroyed, because it has no regulation. This is a child that has been raised in the woods by wolves. It just meets society. It is starting to meet with restrictions and regulations and laws. Every time a new law comes in, it's going to tell the crypto world, and it's the wild kid which feels beautiful inside. You know, I've been in contact in nature. I am beautiful, I am joyful, I am at one with nature. And now the city people are saying, oh, your nails are long, your hair's too long, oh, your fucking teeth are yellow, oh, your hair, your nails, oh, you need to wear clothes. All that shit is coming in through laws. This law for this law to cap your gains, this law for this law you cannot transfer this money, this law you cannot if you're in this country, this other law. So they're gonna give shape to the crypto world, and this shape is gonna be devaluation, 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 until you find what's called purpose. And this is what cryptocurrency was meant for, purpose. And that's the true value of cryptocurrency. If you don't understand that, you will understand with time how the fluctuations of the crypto world are really reflected into human value. You know, the value of cryptocurrencies is really what humans give it in value, but humans give it value to some degree based on their greed. So the human greed is always giving upper value. So when the fuck are we going to bring it down? Human greed is infinite. So I mean, folks, how much money do you want? Do you want $1? Do you want $1 billion? I want more than $1 billion. Why not $2 billion? Why not $3 billion? It doesn't have an end. So you need to bring it down with purpose. If not, an infinite amount of money will destroy your economy. So this is when you need purpose. Purpose, and this is how you control inflation. So this balance of the economy is done through laws. And unfortunately, and fortunately, so you need to research which of these coins. So what needs to happen, first of all, we need to liquidate a lot of these bullshit coins where a lot of empty money or very valuable US dollars are going to coins that have no real purpose. They have no purpose because they're really money laundering operations where people are putting in money into tokens. They don't know where the fuck their money's going. They just heard some dude on YouTube, you know, hey, please buy this coin. I think it's really good. I think it's undervalued. And you're gonna get 10x. And then the next thing they know, 6 months later, they did do 10x. But it's because everybody's investing like a fucking mad donkey in cryptocurrencies. But it's not really because they have done anything. They haven't really published anything. It is just based on market hyper evaluation and hype and fear of missing out. And this is basically how this market is being rolled up. So greed, 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 greed. But really, purpose comes down with the government saying, whoa, where's my fucking share? And folks, you live in society. Unless you want to go live in the woods without internet, without electricity, without anything, you're going to notice that even there, if you're happy in the woods, if the government needs the wood that you live in, you're going to get there and you're going to tell you, get the fuck out of the woods. I need this wood. I need the fur of the bear that lives next to you, or I need the soil where you live in. So humans have to communicate with humans. This will never go away. And That's it. So err on the side of caution in terms of cryptocurrencies. Look for those cryptocurrencies that have a purpose. Invest in those. By far, you're going to be far more intelligent, and you're gonna do far well off. When you see red like this, where everything is getting hit, this is called market manipulation. It is not true devaluation of a cryptocurrency. It is true devaluation in the sense that everybody's getting hit, but it's like if a meteorite, you know, hit on an area of the planet and half the planet got scorched or something. Of course, everything's gonna go to fucking hell. But you know, in terms of individual performance, this doesn't mean that Tether is bad. It doesn't mean VeChain is bad. It doesn't mean Icon is bad. It doesn't mean Populous is suddenly a shitty currency. It just means that society as a whole has decided through government to say cryptocurrencies, you're gonna suck it. And unfortunately, all of us that are in the bandwagon before, we had to do a little bit of a better job in terms of going into the best cryptocurrencies. And this means, folks, I applaud those that are going into conferences. Those of you that are looking into research, that are actually taking the time to look into the cryptocurrency world, that are actually doing interviews, that are talking to people, that are going to conferences on cryptocurrencies, you are going to make it into the cryptocurrency world because you're aware of the problems related to cryptocurrencies, and you're seeing the opportunities. You're seeing the free money. You're seeing where things are going. The people that are going there just for the basis of greed, you're gonna make it maybe 30%. You're not gonna make all that much money because look at this, the corrections are horrible. And then the government's gonna take 15% of the 30% you're doing in terms of profit. So in the end, it's gonna be worth the time that you're working. You're not gonna make all that much money. I mean, that's my assumption. So, I mean, hard work does pay out. Do your own research, folks. But this is natural. These corrections are natural. It is the government controlling human greed, which is obviously rampant and out of control. And cryptocurrencies have a purpose. If they don't have a purpose, do not invest in it. If you don't know what they are, you know. Anyways, wish you all